Daily B172. Kind of under the weather here, but still making content because that's what you got to do. So, one of the main things I talk about with building a business is that you have to build an audience first. Now, if you want to go the social route, it's all about producing content. Not everybody has to do the social route either because social doesn't work for everyone in every business. I think it does, but ultimately it comes down to the individual and the relationships with their community. Some people have really strong relationships in their communities, one-to-one. They don't need social to the same degree that other people may. Honestly, if you have a one-to-one relationship, like human interactive relationship, where you're constantly dealing with people that are your potential customer base, that's golden. That's way more important than anything you could ever do. But if you are going to go the social route, content is everything. You've got to be putting out content that's going to be compelling. Now, your voice also is what matters. I mean, if you look at the different platforms that are popular in 2017, you've got Facebook, which is the monster in the room. You've got Instagram, which is another monster in the room, and Instagram is owned by Facebook, so they integrate together really well. You've got YouTube, which is a huge platform owned by Google, which makes it important and makes it very searchable. Then you have Snapchat, which I don't know where it's going to go. It's very big in the young demographic. It was really a monster for a moment, and now I'm not really sure where it's going, but it's something you still pay attention to. And then you have Twitter, which, quite honestly, Twitter is, to me, kind of dead. And finally, I'll say you've got LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is an amazing, B2B tool. So if your business is creating relationships from business to business, LinkedIn is the spot that I would really focus and get involved. So understanding that you have these platforms, then it comes down to your voice. So if you're someone that likes to speak, you can do videos, you can do audio podcasts, and then you would use something like SoundCloud, and then you would use the podcasting features on Apple, and then you would distribute that to your different channels. If you're someone that likes to write, you can do long form content that you put links to through Facebook, and then you can do images that have links back to your content on Instagram, and then you can do short Snapchat videos saying, hey, I've got content you might want to check out, and then you can actually post that on LinkedIn. So there's a tremendous amount of opportunity no matter what your medium is. What I always try and get people to understand is that the more mediums that you can effectively attack, the better chance you have is going for an audience. But if you're really good at one thing and you are not really the most savvy with pumping out content, focus on the one thing you do really well. I do this vlog. This vlog has become an exercise for me to focus my topics, to work on the audience that I'm directed towards. It's been a personal growth tool as much as it is a business development tool. And ultimately, the more you speak, which is basically what content is, the more you speak within the medium that you're most comfortable, you're going to get to understand your business, you're going to get to understand your audience, you're going to start really developing your niche, and that's the point. So, start really focusing on your audience. Focus on what service do you provide, what need do you fill, what question do you answer, what is it that you're doing for your particular niche, and then just make content on that. Produce content that answers questions. Don't produce content that's saying how amazing you are. Make content that shows how valuable you are, how useful you are. It doesn't have to be slick. It doesn't have to be really well produced. It just has to be valuable. It just has to tap into, the core principles that your niche market is associating themselves with. So I always say you got to find your nerds. And that's what you have to do with your content. So when people come across your content, they stop and they go, wait a minute, this is what I've been looking for. And the only way you're going to stop them is by speaking to a need that they have. There are people that want things that you provide. Show them that you provide it. There are people that have problems that you have solutions for. Show them that you have the solutions for that particular problem. Some people want to be associated with brands. Give them the opportunity to be associated. You just have to figure out the psychology of your consumer. And you have to figure out the idea that you have, what is the best way to communicate it in a way that has value for the audience. So content, content, content. Provide value with your content. Provide content that speaks to your strengths. Again, if you speak, make sure that's what your content is. If you're good on video, make video. If you write really well, write a lot. If you're good at graphic design, make a ton of graphic images. Just stick with the things that you're best at. Go really deep on them. Start to develop the audience. Hopefully you'll get enough momentum. You can start really developing your business. You start making the capital that you need, and then you can bring other people in to do the stuff that you're not so good at. So don't focus on your weaknesses. Focus on your strength. Find out who your audience is, what value you bring to them, and just hammer it over and over and over. And make sure that you're going across the big platforms. You have to be on Facebook. You have to be on Instagram. You should be on YouTube to some degree. You have to be on Snapchat. The one thing too with YouTube, a lot of people feel like they have to be on YouTube producing content. It's not necessarily true. You can use YouTube to find content that speaks directly to your audience, and you can distribute that through your channels to provide people access to information. For a while, I wasn't producing videos. What I was doing, I was taking other people's videos, and I was DJing that content on my Facebook page. And then the people that were part of my business or showing interest in my business, they were finding the themes that my business was speaking to through the different videos that I was providing. So it wasn't about me, it was about the theme in which the business was going. And that worked really well for me. And so now I integrate my own videos along with other people's videos. So it doesn't always have to be you. So that's pretty much my message. I'm pretty sure I have the flu. I feel like crap. I think I have to go to the walk-in, and I don't know what I'm going to do because this just sucks. But Daily B is done. This is Brian. I'm out.